Hey, what's up guys? Mr. Free Coiner coming back to you again today. I hope everybody's doing well and you are taking care of yourselves. Of course, as I always do, I must say I am not a financial analyst. I am simply sharing my thoughts and opinions, so please don't take anything I say as advice. Now, quite a day today and yesterday. A lot of stuff has happened, and we are sitting on a weekend that is supposed to see some major things going on, but we will get into that. First, I do want to start by looking at the price. Of course, XRP has come back down to, it had gotten down to 41 cents. Yes, I had to go ahead and go in on it. Bought some more XRP. Had to take advantage of that little bit of a dip. Don't know if it'll go lower. I really don't feel like it will, but you never know. Who knows? Considering everything that's being said, hey, we could, like I said, see some very good prices going on here. But before I talk about all of that, let's just go ahead and get into some of this news out here. A couple things that I found interesting. We got Ripple's contract with financial institutions keep XRP prices low. Now, this is something I do believe that Jungle Inc. talked about, and this is the reason why we're not seeing much price movement, and we're not seeing major institutions that are partnered with Ripple actually buying on the open market. They're doing this OTC because they are contractually obligated to do so. Now, how long is this contract? Nobody knows, of course. That would be information that we wouldn't be privy to. However, it is there and in place nonetheless. And it could be soon that these, it's a 6-month contract or whatever, or it could be another year. Who knows? That's one of those things that nobody can say but Ripple themselves. Okay, so here we got Ripple's XRP circles. Stefan Thomas says XRP fixes a lot of problems associated with Bitcoin. Okay, so I found this interesting actually in this particular article. The founder of Coil was asked several questions about trading XRP, programming, and even pizza. One of the Reddit users, Tighter Wires, questioned Thomas on being an early advocate of Bitcoin and then working for Ripple and convincing people Bitcoin doesn't work. Thomas noted that he got into Bitcoin to make payments easier for people and further added, I personally think that XRP does a better job at that, so I shifted my attention to XRP instead. More recently, I realized that the choice of currency matters less than the payments protocol, so I shifted my focus to Interledger. And this kind of just harkens to a lot of people out there that kind of get in. Of course, when most of us started out, you don't start off getting into XRP. You start off getting into Bitcoin, then you move over to XRP. Once you've done your research, once you understand that it is just a better option, and I'll say this again, I don't believe Bitcoin is necessarily going to go anywhere. It is the first mover. It is like Coke, It does have some shortcomings as it's related, when you compare it with XRP, but there are people out there that love Bitcoin. There are institutions that are buying tons of Bitcoin up. It's just not going anywhere, guys. So, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Whatever they do in the future to make it faster, if it's possible, hey, more power. But yeah, I just don't think it's going anywhere. Actually, I'm still waiting on a transaction that I started a couple hours ago. Hadn't finished yet, but hey, that's Bitcoin. All right, so I'll just go ahead and read this other quote. XRP fixes a lot of things I didn't like about Bitcoin. The energy usage, geographic centralization, yes, in China, transaction delays, etc., and it has enough support to challenge Bitcoin. And yeah. So anyway, but markets aren't always rational. So who knows how it will all play out? And that's very true. Who knows what's going to happen? This is a As been mentioned many times by many people, this is a very young market. We just really don't know where it's going to end up. We can kind of see where it's going. We can see that XRP is being taken very seriously and being, you know, hey, I mean, it's being grabbed up by a lot of important institutions and people, but you just never know what might happen. I truly believe in XRP. I know you guys do. So, hey, it is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. So this article actually I found interesting because of what they're saying, the valuation of this this disruption. All right, so Ripple XRP, $600 billion disruption. So here, okay, let's just read this. Last year, Business Insider reported the global market for remittance was 613 billion and growing. Cross-border remittance, I'm assuming that they mean. And then they said India ranks first in countries receiving remittance. Now, I could be wrong, guys. I was always under the impression that this was actually in the trillions. I was also under the impression that Swift was doing about, well, was it 5 trillion a day? If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. This is kind of new to me. Maybe I just wasn't listening to the right stuff or reading the right stuff, but that's quite a huge disparity there. A trillion, 5 trillion versus 613 billion. I don't know. Anyway, if you guys have some information on that, please let me know. I have not had a chance to really look into it, but yeah, I found that interesting. Okay, so now I did want to oh man, last night, okay, I was gonna make a video. I got some yeah, just ended up having some problems. So I was listening to Bird Dog. All right, if you guys haven't done the Bird Dog's video that she put out yesterday, it's very interesting, talking about COMEX 589. Now, some people do disagree with her take on it. Hey, whatever, it is what it is. If it isn't what she's talking about, either way, we're going to see XRP go up. But anyway, that's beside the point. What she mentioned in her video was, hey, make sure you check out your ledger, make sure your firmware is up to date and all that. Now, one thing I have not done in some time was hook up my ledger and make sure everything was, just good. I mean, I put my stuff on it, my XRP on it, and I'm just like stashing it away. I'm good. But me, of all people, I should know that you do have to periodically go ahead and make sure you hook it up, make sure you update and things like that, because they're always updating the software, always updating the firmware and whatnot. So like I said, I hadn't done that. So I decided, you know what, let me go ahead and do this. I started that pretty early in the night, and I think around 7 or 8, by midnight, I finally got it together. So what happened was I let and I was only one version out. I let the firmware version get one step ahead of me. But really, okay, so that actually wasn't the main problem, but I thought it was. Okay, so as I'm trying to deal with this, I mean, I'm talking like serious frustration. I was kind of concerned. I'm like, man, am I going to be able to get my crypto off this thing? Or, it was just not going well. Every time I hooked it up, my computer wouldn't see it. Man, I was getting very frustrated. I'm serious. I was looking at all types of articles about problems with, ledgers and all of this, and no answers whatsoever. So what I want to do is tell you guys if you're having a problem, or you know anybody that's having a problem, or you see where someone is having a problem, this is the answer to that problem. Well, a problem that's related to when you hook up the ledger to a USB cable, right, and connect it to your computer. If your computer does not read it, most likely you have the wrong cord or the cable. Okay, so your USB cable, because the device is actually powered from the USB and there's data transmission, the cable has to be a certain class, and I couldn't tell you the class, but it has to be able to power and read the data on the device. The problem I was running into was that the cables I was using, they weren't there, or they're not actually good for powering and transferring data. They would power the device, but I could not get the device to be seen. So I used a different cable. It was actually one of the cables I had that I used to use for an old phone. As soon as I connected that, it was connected. Everything was good. I was able to update the firmware, get everything taken care of. So again, if you know anybody with that type of issue, that is the fix for it. All right. Now, so let's get into, I'm not going to go very deep into Bird Dog, but what she was saying, of course, is that she believes that this weekend, or it was supposed to be today, they were going to make an announcement, or Monday, or whenever. It's very, very soon. She was saying that they were going to peg or back XRP with gold, which was going to basically skyrocket the price from where we are. Like I said, Sam recently, actually just a few minutes ago, or maybe like 30 minutes ago, he did a live stream and he disagreed with that. Now, personally, I have not read into what the COMEX 589 is all about. I did a little bit, but from what he was saying, it's a situation where it is basically to stop trading once it hits a specific trigger. Okay, which could be a bad thing for us, being that it only governs U.S. citizens. So yeah, I personally don't know. It really hasn't been something that I've had on my plate to even really care much about. So just wanted to share that information. Now, also, Bitcoin Ben did a video yesterday. He was saying that this weekend we should be seeing quite a decent spike in the price of essentially the first, or the top 10, top 5 cryptos. So I don't think, and I think Bird Dog was also saying this, I don't think that can happen. I totally believe it can. I personally, just from what I'm seeing that something is building up. I mean, you can really just kind of feel it in the air. Again, I'm not in, this is not my field, so I don't get into the TA. I could learn how to do it, but as I've said before, I don't have a whole lot of time to do much of anything. So I just don't want to take the time to try to dive into it. There are enough people out there putting out very good content and very good information as it relates to that. So I will stick to my gut situation that I deal with. So in my gut and my feeling about it is that we're seeing kind of a buildup. There's something happening that is that this basically the market is under tension, right? And I just or there's a huge amount of anticipation that's just growing, and I really feel like we're going to see something here very soon. We cannot, with us being more bullish now as opposed to, of course, the months that we were bearish, you can definitely tell a difference. There is going to have to be something that kicks off this bull run, which will start off with speculation and FOMO, okay, as far as retail investors, okay? So that's what I believe. I could be totally wrong, but the middle of the next month, I think Bitcoin Ben was saying that there's supposed to be an announcement coming out of New York. So guys, I mean, it's very possible we could see some huge gains this summer. And that's, remember what I was saying, by the end of summer, I'm predicting XRP will be at least between $20 and $25. Okay. And I'm being conservative, honestly. So I think it's very possible, especially if this happens, it'll be way beyond that. I totally believe that. But we'll see. We shall see. And like I said, my last video, and I want to thank you guys for liking it so much. I really appreciate the comments on there. Man, that was a very, very that was very entertaining and a great video just to see everything, all the interaction. Guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I do plan on live streaming again, maybe tomorrow. I was planning on doing it last night, but again, I've already explained that. But hey, it's coming up it's coming soon. But anyway, there's just so much. There's some stuff that I cannot talk to you about. I can't tell you about. And I hate doing that to you, but it's just part of the game. There are a lot of people that give information and they can't really share this information, all of it. But I have basically shared everything that I can. Just know that XRP is gonna go up. Okay. Now, barring the possibility, the very small chance of everything going in a completely different direction, which is not likely at all, or not very likely, XRP will be going up. All right, just believe that. Okay. What else? Yeah, so also the FinTech forum. Okay, that happened today. I do believe Alex Cobb was live streaming it. I wanted to, but I was working from home, so I couldn't actually do it. But yeah, one thing that was pretty noticeable, and I believe Mr. B XRP. Hold on, let me see. I think it was Mr. B. Let me just take a look here real quick. I want to give the right credit. One thing I do a lot of times, I do kind of, oh yeah, there he is. Mr. B XRP. He said that something he noticed is that during that forum, they didn't mention XRP, right? So he said the one that should not be mentioned. So essentially meaning XRP. Now, what I actually said to him, or not to him, but on this particular thread, let me see if am I on here? Maybe not. Well, you know what? I can find it this way. Let me see. Yeah. So what I said was XRP is not, I'm sorry, XRP is for institutions and the elite, not plebes. They don't want any more of us owning it than there already are. The rest of us would like to shake, they would like to shake out, but I ain't going nowhere. So, so yeah, guys, as I've mentioned before, time after time, XRP, I really believe XRP will, I mean, it's just not for us. They don't want it to be for us. And I don't think that it initially started off like that, but that's what the mindset is at this point. So, will they try to shake us out, or will they try to find a way to get us out of it, or whatever, or are they just trying to minimize by not mentioning XRP when they clearly mention pretty much everything else? Well, yeah, I mean, it's possible. Who knows the strategy that they're going to use to accomplish this, but that's what I completely believe. So we'll see, though. I mean, again, this is a young market. There's so much we don't know that's going on behind the scenes. But all in all, guys, just hold on. And remember the other day when I said, hey, a very high chance of extreme wealth in just a matter of months. Okay, it's kind of out there already. So anyway, guys, that's really all I had for you. I again really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you come back and make sure you hit that subscribe button, also the like button and the post notification button, so you know I have posted again. Until next time, this has been Mr. Free Coiner. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.